Hello, my rainforest friends. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, illustrator by day and intuitive reader by night. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to get a mystery message for you. And basically what that is, I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards, but I'm not going to show them to you. You will use your intuition and or the crystals that I pair with these cards to make your decision. So I hope this reading offers some insight, guidance, or clarity for you today. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for returning, for those returning. Keep in mind this reading is general, so it naturally will not resonate with everyone. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Also note that this oracle deck is my own, of my own making. I designed it, I created it, and will be self-publishing it. So if you're interested, it will be going live on Kickstarter sometime in July. So head down into the description box for the link to sign up for the Kickstarter launch. And we will choose 3 cards. I'm going to pull this one, and this one. And let me add crystals right now. There we are. So pile number 1, you have the Peacock Ore. It's quite beautiful actually. Pile number 2, you have the Rose Quartz. And pile number 3, you have Smoky Quartz. All right. So if you need to pause the video, do so now to pick your pile, and head down into the description box once you've made your decision to find your timestamp, and we will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Peacock Ore. And let's see what your card has to reveal to you. Flow with the tides of life. So that might be a general message that you might take with you, or it could be the energy of your reading today. So let's see what other messages are in store for you today. Okay, so for card 1, you have the 6 of Swords. For card 2, you have the Page of Pentacles. Card 3, you have the Hanged Man. Card 4, you have the 5 of Wands. Card 5, you have the Fool. Card 6, you have the Page of Swords. Card 7, you have the 8 of Wands. And your last card is the 9 of Swords. Okay. So what's really funny about your reading is that it's so funny. You have both ebbs and flows in this reading. And you have both stagnation and movement. So the movement that I'm seeing is this 8 of Wands, this 6 of Swords, and the Pages, which aren't necessarily about movement, but they are starting on a new journey. And also the Fool, who is stepping into that new journey. There's a newness, like a new energy, a naive energy coming into something new. But I also feel a bit of stagnation as well. And the stagnation is the Hanged Man, the stuckness. And there also might be this feeling of thoughts, feelings keeping you up at night, possibly some arguments which might have prevented you from moving forward. So I have to question, there's this feeling of moving forward, but there's also this feeling of staying back. So my question for you is, what's preventing you from moving forward? What is holding you back? Because I get this sense that you really want to be headed off onto a new adventure. You want to be doing new things. I've got this determined and this urge, this motivation to move ahead. But there's this stagnation. Maybe it has to do with external factors that are out of your control and may have to do with other people that are affecting your way forward. So there might be some mindset things that you've had to get past or you have to work on in order to get out of this stuck energy. And there's also some disagreements happening, and maybe these disagreements are preventing you from moving forward to flowing with what it is that you want to do. And so the Oracle card is kind of softly sharing that maybe there's a resistance. Maybe you're having a resistance to something, and there need not be resistance about it. Maybe if you can just let go and go with the flow of life, whatever is happening right now, it might relieve the stresses and the things that are keeping you awake at night. Maybe the disagreements, the things that were said. I feel like you might be stuck in your own head a bit, which is preventing you from flowing into this newness, into new opportunity. But again, the Hanged Man and the Eight of Wands and this whole section over here is very stuck, stagnant, kind of feeling a little bit, there's discomfort. But I want to show you with the Hanged Man, yes, this person is shackled upside down, and there's a lock. And there's a lock on around his or her wrists as well. But look, there is a key. And this person has the key to unlock herself or himself from this position. So what is holding you back? Is it somebody telling you that you can't do something and you're believing them? Is it yourself? Is this a kind of a disagreement with yourself where you want to do something, but you have this idea of who you are, and I'm not supposed to do that because I'm this person or that person, or I'm not allowed to, whatever you're kind of saying to yourself. It's about self-talk. So is it self-talk? Is it somebody else from the external? Is it even your circumstances? Although I don't get circumstances. I get this is a mental block more than anything. So what is it that's holding you back? Are you waiting for things to be perfect? Are you waiting for just the right time? Are you waiting for things to be just so and to lock into place before you make decisions or move forward or do that thing that you've always wanted to do? Because I see you have you're very resourceful and you have everything you need right now to make that decision, to move forward, to do that thing. But you are not. Do you want to? Or again, is this need, this push to do this thing, is this coming from somebody else who thinks that you should be doing it and you don't want to? So it could be that side of it as well. So that's interesting that your oracle card talks about going with the flow of things, but then there's all this stuck and stagnant energy and you being held back in some way. So it's like you can't. Let me grab a few tarot cards from another deck to see if we can gain a little bit more clarity on what might be going on here. Okay, so the Fool jumped out. And, you know, we have the Fool. We have the Fool here in both decks. So this is a bit of a confirmation that this could be something new for you. This going with the flow thing, or this making decisions based on what you feel, or what you think. So I've got 2 cards wanting to come out here. I'm going to take those. And let's see what we got here. We have the 10 of Cups. And it came out reversed, but I don't read reversals yet because I'm still new to reading tarot. And I'm just getting comfortable now reading the upright, so I don't want to confuse myself with the reversal. And you have the 2 of Swords. So this definitely has something to do with a decision and with you reaching a happily ever after moment, or a dream moment, a moment of comfort and where everything is just peachy. The 2 of Swords, it's about balancing your head and your heart, if you will. And so this could be this push and pull that I'm feeling and seeing. It almost feels like it is a battle of head and heart. And I don't get a sense that it has to do with relationships, but it definitely could. I don't get a strong relationship vibe from this. It just is, it's a feeling of flow, and whether you're in it or out of it, and why. What decisions are you making or aren't you making that is preventing you from achieving this sense of flow and happiness and joy and fulfillment? Because I feel like you want it. You want to be fulfilled in maybe chasing your dreams and having whatever it is that you're trying to achieve right now. And yeah, there is a bit of a stuck energy happening. So I'm going to pose the question to you, why? Why and why not? Maybe it's a painful experience. Or maybe it's grief that you're moving through. But there's a pretty big blockage that's happening from preventing you from making decisions and moving forward. So I think the message here is to either go with the flow of how things are right now and not resist what's happening, and also to look at the things that might be blocking you right now from getting what you want and what you deserve, your true fulfillment and happiness. And once you've kind of figured that out, I kind of feel like you're going to be off on a new adventure. So let me pull one final oracle card for you, just to get some final energy for this reading. Okay. So Unfinished Symphony is your final card. It seems like you have some unfinished business, which could be the reason for the blockages and the stagnation here. And there's a lack of closure or needs to make amends. Before you can move forward, you have to come to terms with where you are now and where you want to go. And it's also about tying up loose ends and finishing up projects that you've started. How can you tie up some loose ends right now, whether it's in a project or just in your life in general? What can you do to tie up some loose ends to kind of make that a completion, to come to completion on that? So pay your bills, file some things, organize some things, complete a piece of artwork, make amends with a friend, possibly somebody that you're in disagreement about. Maybe this is also to procrastination. Why are you procrastinating? And don't overthink things either. This doesn't have to be a perfect decision, a perfect moment for you to make that decision. It's okay to make the decision and figure out if it's right one for you. And hopefully you can make a U-turn after that if it's not the right one, but there is no bad decisions. I like to think that there's no bad decisions. Every decision is going to inform the next one. And it's going to be a lesson that you can take moving forward. It's going to be experience. It's going to be fulfilling in some way. Because it's essentially about getting to your happy place. So let's remove some of those blocks. Let's tie up some loose ends. Let's make amends with who we need to make amends with. And hopefully that'll open things up for you in the most beautiful way. So pile 1, this was your reading. I hope it helped in some way. If you like this video, please give me a like. Subscribe to my channel to help it grow. And we will see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 1. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the rose quartz crystal. And let's see what your oracle card has in store. Ooh, wonder with an open heart. Okay. So we are going to pull some tarot cards now to get some more detail on your reading. Okay, so we're going to start here because they're just flying out, and I'm going to pull them in order. Which 2 came out first? I'm not sure. Okay, so card 1 is 10 of Pentacles. Card 2 is the King of Pentacles. Card 3 is the 7 of Cups. Card 4 is the Knight of Swords. Card 5 is the 4 of Swords. And we'll just pull from the top for the rest of your cards. Card 6 is the 6 of Wands. Card 7 is the Lovers. Card 8 is the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm just going to share that there seems to be a lot of abundance in your life. And you have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Which is, this could be a motherly figure, fatherly figure here with the King of Pentacles. It could be someone just older than you. And I get that there's a lot of abundance in this energy. Because the 10 of Pentacles, it's about home. It's about protection and security. Maybe in the physical sense of having the money you need, the home environment you need to really thrive. And I feel like there's a lot of love in this reading. But there's also a question of, are you sharing these resources with people around you, with the people that you love? And this might not be your resources to share, I might add. This could be, say, your parents. And maybe you don't have access to this wealth. But I see you being very bold and tenacious in your desire to achieve. But I do get an energy of thinking before, or pardon me, acting before you think. With the Knight of Swords, that's how he works. He wants to get to where he's going as fast as he can, and he kind of doesn't think about all of the logistics and the details. And he can be very blunt and to the point, to where he's not compassionate and doesn't consider who he might be impacting. So that could be you, or it could be somebody within your realm that you're dealing with. But the 7 of Cups kind of comes in to remind us that our actions not only have consequences, but our choices are driven by certain motivations and certain intentions. So what are those choices doing for you. Maybe you have a lot of choices in front of you right now. Maybe ones that you love, ones that drain your energy, ones that make you feel abundant. And is there any fear in making choices that feel good to you? Or just making choices in general? Is it an easy thing for you? Maybe you wonder, just going to your oracle card, about wondering with an open heart, and with the opportunities kind of in front of you, is there a curiosity to see what else there is? Maybe there's a curiosity. Maybe you're striving to achieve this kind of happily ever after, this abundance, being able to have the resources to share with people around you and the people that you love. Maybe that is why there's such a strong, powerful movement from the Knight of Swords here, is that that's what you want for the people that you love, is you want to be able to give them choice. You want to be able to give them their cake and have it too. You want to feel protected and abundant. But there's also the Four of Swords energy, which can speak to fatigue or rest, and it's kind of on the opposite side of the Knight. So that makes me feel like you're pushing, but let's take a minute to have a rest. Let's wonder what it's like to slow down. Let's wonder what it's like to find some stillness in the pursuit of your goals and your dreams. Because I do see you being a very high achieving person, and you maybe want to do it all. So with that kind of ambition, and I know this personally because I'm a very ambitious person and I'm a high achiever, so I can kind of relate to this card in that way. It has exhausted me at a lot of points. It has caused me to burn out at many points in my career. And so I wonder if you are trying to achieve too much or trying to do too much, that you are in the pursuit of that, you're going to just burn yourself out. So wonder what it's like to do something a little bit differently. Wonder what it's like to slow down a bit, to make choices from intention, to enjoy the fruits of your labor, to slow down and share that with the people around you, share moments, to come together, to celebrate, to enjoy. And if you have achieved a lot in your career, in your life, definitely take a moment to enjoy the wonder and the awe. Be so proud of that, because not everybody has that high of achievement in their life. I would say very few, because achieving your goals isn't easy. And achieving your wildest dreams is even harder. So take a moment and stop to really appreciate that. Celebrate that. Take a break. Especially if you've achieved some wild successes here. It's okay to take a break, to slow down for a minute. But just be careful, and this sword is coming out. It's not necessarily, the sword isn't a dominant energy in this reading, but I will say that maybe your need to win an argument can be a little exhausting. That could be this energy as well. And it can do damage to these relationships around you if you're too blunt, if you're not compassionate or hear other people's other sides of the argument. It can be quite cutting, and it can really affect the people around you. So that might just be a little warning there. But again, that might not resonate either. So take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to pull a couple more tarot cards just to get some clarifying energy for what this reading is about. So I'm going to pull 3. One just flew out, so we'll see what that is in a sec. And this one at the top and this one here wants to come out. Okay, so your first card is the Sun. Your second card is the King of Wands. And your third card is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands has that stand up and fight energy. So maybe you've had to really fight for what you want. And, you know, again, this Sun is about achievement. It is about moment of success. It's about a big moment of just sitting in your sun, of high achievement. So you could have a lot of high achievement, but you've had to really fight to get there, tooth and nail. You've had to stand up for what you believe in. You're passionate and determined to have done this. And you have a lot of will and a lot of, yeah, just a lot of passion, a lot of fire energy. And I feel like you just want to go on to the next thing. So that kind of clarifies the idea that maybe some quiet time needs to happen, or some stillness needs to happen, some stopping to smell the roses and appreciate all that you have achieved. Because it feels like a lot. There's a lot of abundance. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of material achievements. There is a lot of celebration happening, a lot of being in your sun moment. So especially if you had to fight and stand up for what you believe in and push really hard and be aggressive and assertive with making choices and getting these achievements. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Let's stop and take a moment to just take that in. How beautiful that is. And I feel like because of this success and because of this ambition and motivation, that you have a lot of influence on the people around you too. So that's why I kind of also said be careful how you communicate, how you speak to people, how you even argue, because it can significantly affect the people around you. And you manifest your vision. So I'm going to pull one more oracle card for the end of your reading, just to get some final message, or a final message for you before we close out today. Congratulations on all your successes. It's fantastic. Okay, one flipped around. All that glitters. So, wow. I don't know what you've achieved, but again, I'm getting a lot of sun energy from this card. A lot of glitter and gold from that card. But it's asking you to see beyond the superficial. So, again, bringing that wonderment back in. Wonder what it's like to see beyond the material world. Maybe some spiritual work needs to happen here. Spiritual connection with the people around you, with nature, with your own internal voice. And maybe this is maybe this choices that you're making, or this sense of being cutting or standing up for what you believe in, is in opposition to what you may have experienced growing up. Maybe you had a lot of abundance growing up, but you want to kind of do things on your own. You want to make your own money. You don't want to rely on your family. So you're wondering what it would be like to be on your own, to be independent, to forge your own path in the world. I get family business, you know, when two parents have a business, or even one parent has a business, and they want to pass it down to the child, but the child doesn't want to do the business. So then there's a little bit of resistance because they want to do their own thing and they want to be their own person and forge their own path and express their own desires in the world. That could also be happening here as well, where maybe the success isn't yours, or maybe it's not something that you're really totally excited about. And maybe you're wearing a bit of a mask where, yes, you've achieved this success, but it wasn't in alignment with what you wanted or what you believed in or what you had dreams about. And again, it could also be, going back to the original message, is you have all this success, you have all the material abundance that you need, but you keep chasing the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So there's a kind of a suggestion, or maybe a bit of an encouragement to wonder what else there is than the next goal, the next achievement, the next big success. What else is there? What other experiences are there in life, possibly with people you love, spending time with them? And whoever that may be, it doesn't have to be a parent, it doesn't have to be cousins or brothers or sisters, it could be your own family that you've built yourself. So I'll leave you with one final question. What if all of the glitter was gone? And again, coming back to that wonder card, let's wonder, what happens if all the glitter was gone? Who would you be? Who would the people around you be? Would you still desire that object or that person or that thing if all of the flashy stuff was taken away? So this was your reading, pile 2. I hope it resonated in some way. If it did, please like this video and subscribe to my channel to get more messages like this and help my channel grow, and we will see you in the next reading. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Smoky Quartz, and let's see what your card has to reveal to you. Boost confidence and know you can. So we're going to pull some cards from the tarot to get some foundational messages for you. Okay, pile 3, so your first one flew out is the 8 of Cups. Your second one is the 10 of Pentacles. Third is the Knight of Pentacles. Fourth is the Ace of Pentacles. Fifth is the Wheel of Fortune. Sixth is the King of Pentacles. Seventh is the High Priestess. And your last card is the 4 of Swords. So I feel like you might be in a moment of either wanting to walk away from something, or you are walking away from something before it feels complete. And there is a sense of confidence that comes with that. Or maybe there's a lack of confidence that's happening because you feel like you're walking away from something really good, or you're walking away or saying no to abundance in some way. But I want to share that if things are not in alignment with what you believe, if it's not in alignment with who you are, then have the confidence to listen to your intuition, to listen to your gut, and make new decisions. And if you need to step back and take a break. Go into solitude, into silence, to tap into that intuition. Because I feel like you want to have your cake and eat it too, or maybe that's what you want, the abundance, but you're not willing to make the choices it takes to get there. But you have everything that you need to make these choices, to move forward, to know that new opportunities ahead, and new opportunities will be presented to you once there is space cleared for new opportunities to do so. Because I feel that you've made some decisions out of lack of confidence, and it didn't take you to a great place because you were doing things that you should have been doing, or you felt like other people wanted you to do. So I feel like this reading, and it's coming in very strongly for me right now, is that I almost feel very confident like giving these messages to you, is that you have to be confident in your gut feeling, in your instinct, in your abilities, in your skills, in your talents, whatever it is. You have to be confident in who you are. Know that you can achieve the goals that you can achieve. And life can be pretty random. So sometimes your choices have nothing to do with what you've done wrong, or what you have or haven't done, or what you think you've done wrong, or what you have done right. Sometimes it's just a random roll of the dice, and it's out of our control. It doesn't matter what we do, what we say, what decisions we make. Some things are fated. At least I believe that's true. Maybe somebody walked away from you, and maybe you had it all. I don't really get heartbreak here, so I don't really get any kind of devastation, but I feel it's you making choices out of confidence, or making decisions, or moving ahead with confidence, and knowing that you can achieve certain things. And I would ask, where do you feel uncertain, or where do you feel like you have a lack of confidence? Is it your career path? Is it your friendships? Is it your relationships? Is it are you insecure about your physical environment, your finances? It could very well be your physical world, your resources, whether that's home, family, health, finances. So there could be some insecurity there. But I feel like a lot of it could be uncertain, it could be uncontrollable. So you can't take blame for that. But just know that you as a person have the skills, the talent, the resources, the power to find new opportunities. Listen to your gut, and know that new things are coming up. And what small action? I mean, building self-confidence, building security for ourselves isn't necessarily one and done. It is a progression to get to this point, from the Ace of Pentacles, of just starting out on a new path, to the King of Pentacles, where you are completely stable, completely secure, you have everything you need and more, especially to share with other people. There's an abundance. This is a journey from the Ace to the King. So take your time and be patient with yourself. Know that you can walk away from things that are not feeling good for you, whether it's people that are putting you down, or in environments that don't make you feel whole or secure. What are you afraid of as well? And, you know, what do you hope for and what do you are afraid of are some questions that you can maybe answer for yourself. And how do you deal with uncertainty or storms in your life? Maybe you do too much walking away. I don't know. Maybe you feel like you can't weather storms. So instead of fighting, you flee, as an example. Boost your self-confidence and knowing that just because something doesn't happen overnight doesn't mean it's never going to happen. It is a process, it is a journey, and life is going to throw some unpredictable stuff at you. As I mentioned too, when things are getting from 1 to 10, it is a process and a step to getting there. Whatever that 1 to 10 is for you, if this is self-confidence, if this is physical security, if this is, you know, building up a savings or getting your health on track or finding a better home. The Knight of Pentacles, not only do you have the resources to get from 1 to 10, but it's going to be a slow process to learning and to feeling things out and to listening to your intuition, to slowing down to listen to that intuition. It's going to be 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but eventually you will get to that point of security, of stability, of appropriate responsibility of the things that you have achieved and will need to take care of. Because you can make choices to walk away from something that's unfinished, for example, or to choose one thing over another and to have dreams and desires, but life is going to come in and throw stuff at you. It happens to all of us, some more than others, and that's going to slow our progress. It's not going to be a quick sprint to the finish line. It is going to be a stopping and starting. So I feel like along this journey, you need to have confidence to know that you're going to get to the finish line. You're going to get to your goals. You're going to achieve this milk and honey, if you will. Because whatever that milk and honey is for you, whatever that abundance is for you, you don't have to be rich and famous. You don't have to have 10 cars and 3 houses and, you know, all of the physical stuff. Abundance just means whatever abundance means for you. Abundance can be time, having a lot of time to spend with the people around you, having time to spend with yourself, having time to rest. That is abundance sometimes. So it doesn't have to be material, physical goods that you acquire. It could be peace of mind too. It could be time with the people you love. It could be having enough abundance to share with people around you as well. But know that you can. You can get to where that ideal place is for you. You just have to know that you can do that, even if the progress is slow. So I'm going to pull a few clarifying tarot cards for you, just to see if we're on the right track. We'll grab 3, and 1 just flew out, so we'll take that. And then these 2 are 1 and 2. Okay, so the first card that flew out is the Page of Wands. Second card is the 3 of Pentacles. And the third card is the 10 of Cups. So again, we have this kind of this fulfillment card. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. We have physical fulfillment, and then we have kind of an emotional fulfillment here. So there's abundance on both kind of levels. And then there's this trepidatious energy, not really sure, kind of worrying about making mistakes, worrying about things not being perfect, maybe not having enough confidence in herself to do so, to take the first step, to make those decisions, to make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. It's how we learn. It's how we progress. And Three of Pentacles, it is about collaboration and getting some help along the way, because we can't do this alone sometimes. So maybe that is a kind of a suggestion there, is that if you are feeling insecure about something or not feeling great in a certain area of your life, is there somebody that you can look to that has that you can get some feedback from? How did you do that? How can I get there? Or maybe it's a collaboration in business. I don't know if this has to do with business or your personal life, your personal kind of spiritual being. But either way, are there maybe groups that you can join that will help you evolve and grow this confidence that you need to move ahead onto the next thing and to get to where you want to go? So I'm going to pull an final oracle card just to get one final message before we close out the reading. This one feels like it's sticking out to me. Round and round. So the feeling that I get from that is that, and with the Wheel of Fortune too, that kind of ties in interestingly with the Wheel of Fortune. You're going round and round and round. But you're not stopping. It's like you keep going through this same cycle. And maybe that cycle needs to be broken. And there is possibly a lesson in here somewhere in this process that you might be missing, because it's not quite integrated. So maybe you've been doing something over and over again, and it's not gaining any different results. And maybe it's a cycle that you've had a challenge in breaking. But I feel it needs a bit of a new perspective. Maybe tapping into that intuition, talking to people that might have a different perspective or view on things. And it feels like you might have gone backwards a little bit in the progress, because it might be going so slow that it might feel you're doing one step forward and 2 steps back. But know that at each go around, you're learning more and more and more. So this might be an invitation to look at something a little bit differently as well. Especially if this is something that you've experienced more than once. If it is a pattern. Who helps you navigate is kind of a nice question here. Who supports you? Who sabotages you? And that could be self too. There's self-sabotage because we're afraid of achieving. So maybe we don't take opportunities, or we fear saying yes to certain things because we're actually afraid of getting the things we want. We're afraid of success. So there's a bit of analysis that might need to happen here, of questioning who can help you navigate this, who sabotages you or supports you, and what do you do when you are confronted with things from the past, things that are coming back. And do what works. Think about what's worked in the past. Keep doing that and let go of what hasn't worked and try something new. And this isn't about blaming yourself possibly for making mistakes or blaming yourself for not achieving your goals. This is simply about taking accountability for the things that you can control and you can kind of harness in order to try something new. And be good to yourself. Because you can have everything you want. You just need to know that you can, have the confidence that you'll work through whatever it is you need to work through. But have a check-in. Have a check-in. Listen to that intuition. And don't be afraid of making mistakes, because mistakes are perfectly a natural part of the process of learning and doing better. So that is what I have for you today, Pile 3. I hope that resonated. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more like this. And we'll see you in the next reading.